Okay, yogis, settle down on your mats. I'm not going to use music today because the last time I used it, I got a notification from YouTube about copyright infringement or violation or whatever, and I don't want to get into that. So, in any case, sometimes I think it's good to just have a quiet yin practice. So you kind of just learn to listen to the inner voice. If you feel the need to have music, go ahead and set yourself some nice soft music, uh, or just stay silent. Totally up to you. So just take a few minutes to wind away from the rest of the day, to set your intentions for a yin practice. A yin practice is where we slow things down, we hold a pose for 3 to 5 minutes, we listen to ourselves, and the body is not in the most comfortable position. And from there, you struggle with this thing of some part of you wants to move, and yet you're using your will to say, you got this, just give in to gravity. Sometimes you drop into a place where you say, this feels actually good. So see if you can reach there. And of course, if it's sharp pain, please don't go there. Please get out. Don't hold poses against what your body is telling you. So there's a soft, gentle, this feels good, but I need to get out. You can hold that. But if there's like, ouch, this is crazy, please get out. So keep increasing the length of your inhales and your exhales. And when you're ready, gently blink your eyes open. Let's just do the initial stretches. Inhale, take your arms all the way up. Reach as far as you can go. Maybe behind your ears. Take your time. Slow it down. Then exhale, interlace your fingers behind you. Squeeze your shoulder blades in. Extend your elbows. Take your heart up. And then reverse. So interlace your fingers in front of you. Round your back, push your chin in towards your chest, and slowly descend your palms down. Take your time, release. Left palm outside right knee, right palm behind. Inhale, spine tool. Exhale, twist. Release the other side, right palm outside, left knee, left palm behind. Inhale, spine tool. Exhale, twist. And release. Right palm next to you. Inhale, left palm up. Exhale, push. Side bend. See if you can circle your heart up towards the ceiling. And release. Inhale, right palm up. Exhale, push down. Keep pushing your right hip into the heel even more. Keep reaching. And release. We start with the first one in Sphinx pose. So lie down with your stomach on the mat. Keep your elbows under your shoulders. So not in front, not behind, just under your shoulders. Spread your fingers. And while it looks like I'm really doing nothing, gently just push your heart forward. Keep your neck a natural extension of your spine and just a gentle pressure on your heart to move forward while I set the timer. So this is a fairly easy pose to get into. It works on compressing your middle to lower back and expanding your chest if you're doing this right. So you've got to keep pushing your heart forward. So if you keep pushing your heart forward, you should be feeling a little compression in your middle back too. Try and keep your shoulders away from the ears, but only up to a point. Not that you need to engage too many muscles, but at least don't collapse like this. There's no point. If you wish, close your eyes in your yin poses, get into your breath, and just be conscious of whether you continue to push your heart forward or not. That's it. Increase the length of your inhales and exhales. Start finding your stillness. And when you're ready, slowly release down, palm on top of palm, release your forehead on your palms. So it might seem like there are just too many shavasans in yin, but this is where all the good stuff happens. And it looks like you're doing nothing, you're just lying down. But this is where the body assimilates the benefits of the stretch you just did or the compression you just did. And you'll feel it in sensations in that part of your body that you just worked. So in the lower back, in your middle back, you might feel a little tingling. Just experience that fully as you breathe more into the back of your lungs. And then slowly push up and simply get your feet out in front of you. Keep your heels about hip width apart and no need to get your toes pointing up, growing tall through your heels, none of all the yang stuff. Simply just fold forward. So you can start with your palms on your calves. If you notice, I'm not even asking you to hold on to your toes, pull yourselves in, nothing. Just get your palms on your calves and then naturally just keep folding forward and just allow gravity to do its work. So if you notice, I'm not going very far right now. And if you wish, you can hook with your toes and then just gently pull yourselves in. But I would much prefer you just stay with gravity and allow yourselves a gentle forward fold. So nothing too extreme, just a gentle forward fold. And you will find with time, the muscles here, the ones that you just compressed with your Sphinx pose, will ease up. So this is called the caterpillar. So you will find that your middle back will ease up. And as you ease up, feel forward to tip further forward. Just continue to use your breath. Actively feel gravity working on you. You don't want to keep your knees straight and, mine kind of naturally bend out a little bit. So be it. You just not feel the stretch in your hamstrings. You want to feel the stretch in your hamstrings, go ahead and kind of, straighten your knees. But I would not recommend it. I would just recommend you just pay attention to your back. Allow yourself to keep folding forward as much as you can get gravity to get you there. If you notice, I'm not using my abs. And just so that you kind of feel what it means to use your abs, this is when I'm using my abs. So I'm not doing that. I'm just letting gravity take me down. It's a slower process. It's literally marinating in gravity. And sometimes it's useful not to resist gravity, just allow that process to happen. Let the bones and the muscles fall where they will. All you're doing is setting your intention at the beginning to get into caterpillar. Then you're allowing the forces of nature to get you there. Some of us can get into a very deep caterpillar, some of us not so much. Doesn't matter. As long as you get the stretch in all the right places, that's all that matters. When you're ready, slowly release. Slowly, gently come up and just lie down. So help yourselves into your most comfortable shavasana. As I said, feels like you're doing nothing, but your body really knows it's getting something out of this. See where you feel the sensations, that little dull pain, most probably in your middle back, maybe a little bit in your lower back, maybe a little bit in your shoulders. Stay with your breath. When you're ready, get your heels together, get your two big toes together, point your toes forward and lift, keep your knees straight, lift your heels up about 10 inches off the mat. And then slowly get your heels down, get your heart up. So pivot, come to seated, and then get on to your knees. We're going for the dangling spine, which is a deeper back bend than the first one we did. So we're just building into our back bends and forward folds. So keep your knees directly below your hips. Keep your hips directly above your knees and then hinge forward at the hips. At all times, keep your hips above your knees, get down to your elbows, and then actually walk your elbows as far forward as you can, keeping your hips above your knees. And then either release your head, forehead down, maybe your nose, maybe your chin. I certainly can't, but if you can, get your heart down. You want to increase the stretch on your triceps. Go into namaste behind your head. But whatever you do, keep your abs absolutely relaxed. Let your heart reach down to the mat as much as possible. So, once again, just hang in there. Enjoy that little compression in your spine. Relax your abs because that's what's going to get your heart down. Try and stay completely motionless. So you might see me moving a bit because I need to keep the timer in place and I need to keep speaking. But as far as you're concerned, this is your study in stillness. If you find the urge to move, see if you can go back to your breath and see what your breath is saying. As long as your breath continues to flow freely, as long as you're not getting short of breath, you know you're in a good place. You know you can manage this for a little more. Slowly release back to your stomachs and palm on top of palm. Completely relax into your upside down Shavasana. Don't hold anything in your breath. Let it flow freely. Enjoy that sensation in your middle back right now. So ready, slowly come up to seated and just spend a few seconds here to see how your spine feels. Whether you feel you're ready for a forward fold and how deep you want to take your forward fold. So for your forward fold now, you have a few options. So I'll start with the most difficult one. So just watch, don't do anything. If you feel you're game for this, go ahead. If not, I'll give you easier options. So number one is just lie down on your back and then slowly push your hips up and then see if you can get your knees on your forehead and just leave your arms down by the side. So right now my knees don't reach my forehead, but I can assure you with gravity and time, they will. There they do. So you can stay here. If over time your knees keep going lower, you can get them next to your ears like this and just stay here. If you find this is going to be too much to hold for about 2 or 3 minutes, you've got choice two, which is just go into happy baby. And in this happy baby, I normally cue keep your tailbone down, don't bother about all that. Just enjoy happy baby. If you find even this might be too much, hold on to your knees and just enjoy this kind of child's pose on your back. So, whatever your choice, get into your position now. Avoid doing this one if you've got neck or spinal issues because it's a really deep forward fold. I know we forward folded on Sunday. This can be really deep. It can put a lot of pressure on your neck. So avoid it if you've got neck issues or spinal issues. Okay, it's great for lengthening the space between your discs. Stay with your breath. Avoid the impulse to move. Find your stillness and then enjoy that stillness. Whichever position you're in, relax your shoulders. Slowly release, take your time to release, and just lie down on your back. You can keep your knees bent, you can get the soles of your feet together, and just drop your knees down, enjoy the sensation, mostly on your upper back, but a lot of it in your middle back too. If you want, just go into full shavasana, whatever you prefer. This just gives you a little bit of a stretch on your inner thighs. Try and relax everything. You're in shavasana. You don't need to engage a single muscle, not even the hidden ones like your eyeballs or your tongue. See if you're creasing up your forehead. Avoid that too. When you're ready, get your knees in towards each other and then pull your knees in towards your chest. Gently rock back and forth and slowly come back to seated. When you're ready, let's move to dragon. So keep your left knee above your left ankle and push your right knee as far back as possible. So the idea is to get a stretch on your right hip flexor. If you're getting that stretch, well and good. You want to go a little deeper, keep pushing your tailbone down and forward. Well, not pushing, but gently allowing gravity to take it down and forward. And then just climb onto your left knee. So feel free to stay where you feel comfortable. If you want to kind of go back into back bending, sure, take your shoulders back. But I would avoid that. I would just stay something that's just comfortable and you can just hold in peace for about 2 to 3 minutes. Once again, find your stillness. If your right knee is feeling sensitive, you can double up your mat so you have more cushion. Gently allow your hips to sink down and forward with gravity. So you're not pushing, you're not doing anything, you're just letting your hips settle down. The more you let them settle down, the more you'll find a stretch on your right hip flexor. Try and keep your shoulders relaxed because some of us will kind of end up looking like this. No point. Just stay happy with your pose. Find your stillness. The idea is, I know there is something that's stretching, and there's some parts of your body saying, God, what is this? But through all of it, you maintain your composure, you maintain your sense of peace and calm. And that's, I think, the key with a yin practice. Slowly release to Vajrasana, and from Vajrasana to a little bit of a child's pose. So kind of just close it out. When you're ready, come back to Vajrasana and then step your right foot all the way forward. So your right knee is on top of your right ankle and then walk your left knee back. You can stay here if you wish. So there's a fair amount of space between your right heel and your left knee. It's not like they're in the same straight line. They're at least hip width apart. So you can stay here with your left fingertips down. And if you want, you can get your left arm and your right arm on your right knee. Once again, allow gravity to gently sink your hips down and forward. And as I said, it's not really comfortable to hold this for 2 minutes. And there are things going on inside of you. There are sensations, and because of the sensations, one part of your brain is saying, for God's sake, get out of this. But then there is another part of you which says, no, I got this. It's cool. I'm going to enjoy this. And part of the yin practice is also finding out that watchful you, that part of you that can watch all these traumatic feelings, all these emotions going through you that are roiling through you and say, you know what, I'm just going to watch this and yet be good. And that's where the learning happens, that you can decide which you want to be. The you that gets involved with every passing emotion, with every passing thought, or the you that can distance itself from those thoughts, from those emotions, from those sensations, even, and say, I'm just going to watch this. And it's happened to me a lot of times. The difficult conversations when I just want to snap at somebody, and then I get into this mode of, no, I'm just going to watch. So pull back into Vajrasan, slowly, take your time, never be rushed with the yin practice, and then into child's pose. I know you don't want to, but please do get back to Vajrasan. And slowly come back to seated. Keep your right leg straight in front of you. Bend your left knee, left foot to right thigh. Start with a tall spine, but then slowly round your back and keep taking your fingertips forward as much as they will go. If you can hold on to your foot, well and good. If not, just hold on to the calf and just allow yourself to fold in. So it's a forward fold again. Gently release your heart down towards your thigh or your knee. I'm not even asking you to keep your spine tall, nothing. You just fold forward. If you notice, you can keep your toes loose, your ankles loose. You don't need to point your toes up to the sky. None of that. Just keep folding forward. See if you can watch the stretch in your right lower back and your right hamstring and your right glutes. See if you can use your breath to relax your muscles in such a way that gravity can pull you down even more. If you notice, I'm not asking you to push yourself lower, I'm asking you to release, to give in to gravity. You will find a point of resistance beyond which you can't go. When you reach that point, just breathe. Then you realize you've got a couple of more muscles you can relax, and then you kind of go a little further, and that's a little learning that you have. There's always a muscle or two you can relax. There's always a thought or two you can give up on. Slowly release, come up to seated, and then get your left foot outside your right knee. Sit evenly on both your hips and just twist to the left. So you can do this. If you want, you can bend your right knee. So your right heel is next to your left hip. And you can twist a little more. So I'm doing the easiest one with the elbow around the knee. So there's not too much of muscular engagement. You want to release even that, you can get your elbow outside the knee if you have the flexibility. This palm, not really kind of, using it as leverage. I'm just going to keep it down on the mat. You won't let it drop. So keep releasing as many muscles as you can. The only thing is keep a little tension in your spine because it's not really great to twist in with a rounded spine. So that's the only thing I request you to do. See if you can use your breath to just go a little deeper into the twist without making it feel like you're fighting into the twist. So it's just the breath and the body without the desire to twist to the max. Just the desire to twist a little more. That's it. Slowly release. Gently just lie down in Shavasana. Take your time to release down in Shavasana. Relax your shoulders, elbows away, slightly away from your torso. Soften the palms up towards the ceiling. Relax. Just fully experience the sensations in your back. That's it. When you're ready, bring your knees in towards your chest. Give yourself a nice little squeeze. Gently rock from side to side. And then when you're ready, roll over to your left. Turn your face down. Blink your eyes open. Come up to seated. This time, keep your left leg straight. Keep your right foot inside your left thigh. Sit evenly on both your hips and then slide your palms down your left leg as far as they will go around your back, no worries, into your forward fold, and then use gravity, make gravity your friend to lower down. Use your breath to know where you're getting stuck. Use your breath to ease up a few more muscles. As you focus only on the sensations coming up in your back, in your hammies, in your glutes, your subconscious might throw up a few weird thoughts. Don't get alarmed. Just watch them. Allow them to play out. Just as you're giving yourself the space and time, give your thoughts the space and time, especially the difficult ones. that you normally don't even want to entertain. This is a safe space. Watch those thoughts. Don't have to deal with them. You can just watch them and be curious and say, ah, so this is what I think. But continue the work of giving in to gravity. Continue the work of softening. Slowly release. Come up. Slowly. Get your right foot outside your left knee. Sit up tall and then get your left elbow outside your right knee and simple twist. If you want, get your elbow outside the knee and let it go. Wherever you are, try and keep your spine tall, and with each breath, it's not a fight to the twist, it's just intent to twist just a little more. That's it. Nothing dramatic, nothing fancy. Of course, if you want, bend your left knee so that your left foot is outside your right hip. You can get a little deeper twist there. See if you can feel that stretch on your left shoulder blade. Twists can bring up a lot of uncomfortable material into the thought space. But by now, you know how to deal with it. Just watch. No need to push it back. No need to judge. Just watch. Let it play out. Because that's what your body is doing right now. It's just playing out. When you're ready, slowly release and lie down once again into a nice little shavasana. Not for long, just to recover from that. Enjoy the sensations in your back. When you're ready, just bend your knees, get your feet off the mat, and then join the soles of your feet together. Hold on to your feet and use your elbows to push your knees as far out as possible. No, we're not you holding this pose for long, just opening out the hips a little bit. When you're ready, slowly release your feet back down and slowly find your way back to seated. So we're going back to a little bit of back bending, and I'll give you a few options. I'll start with the easiest one first. So don't do anything, just watch. The first one is just your fish pose. So get your elbows onto the mat and then gently push your heart up and release your head down. That's it. You want to make it slightly easier. You can walk your elbows forward so that your top of your head reaches the mat. So that's one. The other one, which I think is easier, but if you can't get through your quadriceps, I know it becomes a problem. The second one is you get into Vajrasana and then get your elbows down and then hang your head. And the last one is from here, release your shoulders all the way down and keep your knees on the mat. So take one position which you think you can hold for about 2.5, 3 minutes. And if you're down here, you can keep your palms on your thighs and your stomach. You want a little more stretch, you can keep your arms up. Stay with your breath. If the back bending becomes too intense, do not struggle. Lie down. Take an early Shavasana. See if you can start relaxing your abs. The only thing really tensing up or compressing is your lower back right now. For those of you in the fish pose, it might be the upper back. For those of you in the half and half, it might be the middle back. So this pose challenges different parts of your back depending on where you are. Wherever you are, breathe into that compression. When you feel ready, slowly ease out. So wherever you are, gently pull yourselves out and then find yourselves in a Shavasana on your back. So slowly take your time. Release your feet out from under you if that's where you were, and go back to Shavasana. Some of you might be feeling a little tingling in your back. Some of you might be feeling like you're breaking into 1,000 pieces. Some of you might be feeling vulnerable. That all goes within. By exposing your weakness, you begin to learn how really strong you are. And by knowing how strong you are, you understand how easy it is to remain silent, to not react, to just watch. Gently pull your knees in towards your chest. Give yourself a nice little hug, a squeeze. Maybe take a tailbone up towards the sky. And then slowly find your way back to seated. And let's get into the cobbler's pose. So get the soles of your feet together. Keep your knees as low as you can. So I'm not asking you to push your knees down towards the mat, none of that. Just let gravity take hold of your knees and then just fold forward to the extent you can. So you may start over here, but then if you release your back muscles ever so gently, if you stay with your breath, if you allow gravity to take over, you will find yourself folding more and more. But be patient. Do not force. If you force, you're going to cramp a muscle or two. But if you're gentle and you just let your body do its thing and just watch, you'll be surprised how much further you can go. So surprise yourself with your stillness, with your ability to find this center, this quiet zone, this zone of peace, where even though you're pulling, you're stretching, you don't mind. You're happy to go along for the ride. Always check in with your breath. When you're ready, gently, gently, gently pull out. Take your time and then slowly release back to your final Shavasana. I know 1 hour just flies, even though you're sitting and doing nothing. Find your Shavasana. Make it the most comfortable one because it's the last one. Just given completely to gravity. Gently come back to the here and the now. Start moving your fingers and toes. Circle your ankles. Gently bring your knees in towards your chest. Give yourself a nice little squeeze. Gently rock from side to side whenever you're ready. And take your time. There's absolutely no rush. Roll over to your left. Turn your face down. Blink your eyes open. Come up to seated. But of course, take your time. Sit in whichever position is comfortable with you, Sukhasana, Vajrasana, cross-legged. Draw your spine tall, relax your shoulders, get your palms in front of your heart. Capture this final moment of stillness in all the movement and noise in your life. It's only in minutes and moments of stillness that you can find meaning, that you can find purpose, that you can find a sense of relaxation, a sense of connection. Hold on to this sense of stillness and know that you can just come back to this even in your most hectic moments. You can come back to the stillness just by watching yourself in movement, watching yourself being hectic. And just like that, you'll find your stillness. Interlace your fingers, inhale, take it all the way up. Stretch, emerge back into movement, but hopefully with a little bit of difference. Namaste, yogis. As always, happiest when I'm practicing with you guys. I will unmute all of you so that you can ask me questions or hurl abuses, whichever suits you today.
Thank you, Mohammed. Thanks a lot.
Hey,
It's
welcome, Parvinder. Any
Thank you,
questions?
Mohammed.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you, Mohammed.
Thank you, Mr. Mohammed.